What's up guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I am excited to share with you our March 2021 net worth update. Ever since my husband and I got married back in 2013, we have had a negative net worth, and as of last year in 2020, we started really working hard on paying off our debt, which was mostly student loan debt, and getting to a positive net worth. So every single month on my channel, I update you guys on where we're at in our net worth journey of trying to get to that positive net worth and beyond. And so today I'm going to share with you all the progress we made in March of 2021. If you've watched my videos before, then you know I'm a huge fan of spreadsheets, and that's how I track all our financial progress. So let's jump into the spreadsheet. All right, so this is our net worth spreadsheet, and I do a new one of these every single month to see what we did throughout the course of that month. So I've got our assets in green over here, and you can see their values as of March 1st and as of April 1st. And then over here I've got our liabilities over in red, and same thing, balance of our debts as of March 1st versus April 1st. So let's start over in the assets section. So first of all, we've got our house that had a value of $406,500 at the beginning of the month and went up to around $410,000. I'm saying $410,000 because there's another house in our neighborhood that sold for that, and so I'm just using that as an approximate value of what our house is worth. But guys, like, if you're using Zillow to see what your house is worth right now, be careful, because Zillow and the housing market are crazy right now. And I just want to tell you, like, if I had gone with what Zillow said this month, I will show you guys right now. It said that our house went up by $41,000 this month, a 9.2% change. So it's estimating our house is worth between $462 and $556 for like an average of $491. I know our house isn't worth that. We live in a development where all the houses are very similar, and a neighbor of ours sold for $410,000, so I just don't think that our house is worth $491. I don't really think that's possible. So what I'm guessing happened is a house in a nearby neighborhood sold for a lot, and that is throwing off the range. So anyway, just wanted to show you guys that because I thought that was super interesting. I think it's really unlikely our house went up by 9% in 1 month. So I just put it at $410,000, and I feel like that's probably close to accurate. That still was a change of $3,500 in 1 month. It wasn't a $40,000 change, but it was still several $1,000s of increased equity in our home. Next, I've got our savings, which is our emergency funds and sinking funds. So we started out the month with $21,452 and ended the month with $21,882. So most of that is our emergency fund, and then I think about $2,000 or $3,000 of that is sinking funds, which is just money we set aside throughout the year for expenses that come up periodically or come up once a year. So for example, we have a sinking fund for Christmas where we put $100 a month aside each month to use at Christmas time. We've got a sinking fund for gifts. We've got a small sinking fund for home decor. Like, there's so many categories in that area, and I think I said this in my last month, but I am going to make a video about sinking funds eventually. I have it on my list. It's like one of my top priorities because it's such a game changer for us budget wise to use sinking funds. So anyway, that's what that is. It did increase by $430 last month. Next, we've got my husband's retirement accounts, which started out at $28,976 and went up to $32,686. And that was an increase of $3,710. We only contributed $1,500, and then his employer matched probably, I don't know, I forget how much it is each month. It's a few $100s. So most of that was gains. The March was a really good month for the stock market, and so it ended up. And so we did have a lot of gains in that account. And looking at my retirement accounts, which I just combine into, one line item. We each have a couple retirement accounts, but my retirement accounts, which is a Roth IRA and my profit share from my work, it started out at $15,313 and then ended at $17,137 for an increase of $1,824. And I contributed $1,500 this month also, so I didn't have as much gains as my husband, but my accounts aren't as big. And but I did have, over $300 of like gains from the stock market this month, so that was cool. Next is my brokerage account. This is just an account I opened with Fidelity because I just wanted a place to throw a couple extra dollars here and there and invest it, and Fidelity has a no minimum no fee index fund. An index fund is generally just a way to invest in a diversified way in the stock market by just, buying into the index. So in that index fund, I own a very small piece of a lot of stocks, and I don't have to figure out what to invest in. So I opened this brokerage account and have been putting money in periodically from my spending money that I don't use. And so that went up by $94 from $525 to $619. And I think I put about $75 in this month. So it did go up about $19 from just gains in the stock market. Next is my daughter's 529 plan. We started out the month with $4,373 in there, and now there's $4,571, which was an increase of $198. We did put $125 in this month, so there were some gains. And it's exciting because we're getting close to that $5,000 mark, and she is going to be 2 in May. So to have $5,000 already set aside for her for college at age 2 is really great, because by the time she's 18, that will have grown a lot, and we're going to keep putting into it. But I think we're really on track and have a good head start with that. I have been considering slowing down on the 529 contributions and just opening a custodial account for her and putting more money into that, because 529 has to be used for college or school of some sort, whereas a custodial account is just an account for a minor that you can invest as well. I don't know that you get as much tax advantages. I have to look into that more, but I was just thinking, it's more limited with what we can use that money for. So I might do both. I might open a custodial account for her and keep doing the 529. My husband and I have to talk about it and think about, we'll probably do both at some point. It's just a matter of like when and how to split the contributions. Next, we've got our HSA. So it started out at $17.99 and went up to $36.95. So that was an increase of $18.96. I contributed $1,800 this month, and I'm looking into it because we switched our health insurance as of April 1st. And so we no longer have a high deductible health plan, and so I don't know if we're allowed to contribute as much as we did. We may have to take some out, but yeah, we're looking at that. So that may be like done being funded for the year. The limit for a family is $7,200, and we plan to put $7,200 in for the year. But and we've put $3,600 so far, so I don't know, I'll update you guys on that when I know more. But that's just a good reminder, like this is just me sharing my experience of like what we're doing with our finances. Like I am not an expert, this is not financial advice, and I am just like sharing with you our journey, including like learning experiences and mistakes and stuff. And so just keep in mind, like this is to entertain you guys, not to tell you what you should do with your money, because I'm learning myself, and it's just fun to share and collaborate with you guys, but not for you to necessarily apply exactly what we're doing to your situation, just to give you ideas of things, how we're thinking about things, and things like you could think about. All right, next is our stock options. We have stock options in a company, but we are not able to cash them out yet, and they're not worth anything yet. So I put it in there to remind us that we have them, but they are 0 for now, and until they're worth something, hopefully a lot one day, but until they're worth something, I'm leaving that as zeros because I don't want to count our chickens before they hatch, or whatever the phrase is. And finally, our cars, yeah, I think they're around that much. I don't really update the Blue Book value, but we're trying to get to a positive net worth, and I just really don't want, like, I need every dollar, so we put our cars in there. But yeah, we both have cars that are from 2015 and 2016 with about 100,000 miles on it, so between the two of them, we probably could get, 10 to 15,000 for them if we sold them together. So asset-wise, we did really well in increasing our assets. We started out the month with $491,938, and we ended the month with $503,590. So that was an increase of $11,652. $3,500 of that was the increase in the value of our home, but the rest was actual increases in our savings and our retirement accounts. So that's super exciting. That was like a huge, huge, huge month for us. Next, looking at our liabilities. So we have a mortgage and a home equity line on our home. The mortgage started out at $307,483 and ended the month at $306,975, which was a change of $508. So we made our payment, and $508 of that went towards principal, and so that's how much our mortgage went down by. We are really not paying extra to our mortgage right now because, one, I don't necessarily want to pay off the mortgage early because we are not going to stay in this house long term, and also two, we are working on our student loans, which I will get to in just one second, but that is the priority for debt payoff right now. So we also have a home equity line of credit that we use to do some construction in our home, and that started out at $22,171 and now it's at $22,099. So that went down by $72. So that one's going very slow because the payments are relatively small, but it is going down every month. We do pay a little more than the minimum because a home equity line, if you just pay the minimum payment, it's interest only for 10 years. So you're basically just paying the interest every month, but not paying any principal. So we calculated what, like, proportionally to how quickly our mortgage is getting paid down, and we are making a similar payment to our home equity line, so it's kind of going down at the same rate. Next, we've got, you know, the bane of my existence, are giant student loans. So my student loans started out at $199,135 and went down to $197,641, which was a decrease of almost $1,500. And my husband's student loan started out at $98,075, went down to $94,972, and that was a decrease of $3,103. So I went to law school and my husband got an MBA, so we both, all these loans are from graduate school. We do not have any undergraduate loans. I graduated from undergrad debt-free, imagine that, and then I took on $200,000 of student loans. But my husband had some undergrad student loans, which we paid off in 2020, or at the beginning of this year, I think it was. So we're just down to our graduate school loans. We are targeting my husband's loan because it is half the balance of mine. So I feel like we can pay that off quicker and get that like bump from that win, and then finally attack my big student loan by paying extra. But in the meantime, we are paying the minimum on my loan. So even with the minimum payment, we paid off almost $1,500 this month on my student loans, and then we paid the minimum on his plus extra payments, and so his went down by $3,100 or so. So we started out the month with $626,864 in liabilities, and we ended the month with $621,687, and that was a change of $5,177. So we paid off $5,177 of debt this month. We made more than that in payments because we are paying interest on all these things, but yeah, we paid off a lot of debt this month, and I'm super proud of that. So between the increase in assets and the decrease in liabilities, we had a net worth change this month of $16,829, which I think is probably our best month ever. I'd have to look back. I haven't been tracking our net worth for that long, but I think that's our best month ever. So we started out the month with a net worth of negative $134,926, and we ended with a net worth of negative $118,97. You can see here, coming down to our like net worth by month, you can see where we started. When I first started tracking it, we had a net worth of $170,000, and then it went up and up and up, and finally to negative $118,000. So you can see here, it's trending in the right direction. Hopefully it will cross this line right here when this bar goes shorter and shorter and shorter, and then starts going above the line, up, 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 up. That's when our net worth will be positive. So hopefully that will happen this year. It may or may not. Some of it's out of our control, but as long as we are consistently making progress, increasing our net worth every month by at least a few $1,000s, but hopefully a lot more, then I am super happy, because for a long, long time, guys, our net worth was like at a negative $200,000. And I know this because before I started tracking our net worth, I used Mint. And so Mint is a website where you can put all of your, you can connect all your bank accounts and all your loans and everything, and it calculates your net worth for you. And for a long time, that thing sat at negative 200, and we would work and we'd pay off and we'd pay off and we'd pay, make payments and try to improve things, and it would get a little bit paid off, but then it would grow, and a little bit paid off, and then it would grow, and it just hovered around that negative 200. So the fact that it's like almost at like a negative 100,000, that's so wonderful. Like, I say this all the time in my videos, but I'm just really proud of us, and I feel like tracking everything, coming up with systems that makes sense to me and my husband to track everything, has been game changer. And also talking to you guys about it, because when I tell you guys what we're doing, then I'm accountable to you, and I feel like I want to make you guys proud of all the progress we're making, and I'm accountable more to myself, because I'm not just saying in my head, oh, I'm not going to spend money this month, we're going to pay this payment to debt. Like, I've said it out loud, I've put it on video, and so it's in my head. It's like, no, that's what we're doing. It's not going to this other thing. So Anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. You guys are a big part of this journey for me and my husband, and I'm really appreciative of all the support and you guys watching my videos, cheering us on, sharing your progress, and joining us for this journey. So thank you guys so much for watching. If you like the video, make sure you give it a big thumbs up. And if you're not already subscribed and you want to follow along on our journey to see us not only hit a 0 net worth, but a positive net worth, then make sure you hit that red subscribe button. I'd love to have you as a subscriber, and I'll see you guys soon in my next video. Bye.